topic is about the research problem and the research question. So having a problem makes us anxious that pushes us to exert efforts. So kapag daw kita nagkakaroon ng problema, nagkakaroon tayo ng effort o naglalagay tayo ng effort para malaman yung sagot na yon. Halimbawa sa math problem na binigay sa atin na hindi natin alam kung ano yung sagot or kailangan natin mahanap yung sagot, is kailangan natin maglagay ng effort para matama yung sagot na yun or makuha yung sagot na yun. So there will be doubts that you are off your solution. Thus, conducting a research is the best thing to do. Doing a research always begins with a problem which points you to a topic to look out. So kaya nga nang sinabi ko na kapag tayo may problema, kailangan nating hanapin yung sagot na yon, is kailangan natin gawin is magbigin tayo sa kung ano yung pinagmulan ng problema na yun. So getting the background and stabilizing your research question that causes the problem is a hint to start knowing what your problem is all about. So pag nagkaroon tayo ng background sa research na to, pag nagkaroon tayo o nagkumuha tayo ng background sa problema na yun, malalaman natin kung yung pinagsimulan ng problema na yun, bakit siya nagkaroon ng problema. So meron ditong overview ng research. An overview of the research problem and research question. Chapter 1, the research paper is called the problem and its background, sometimes also called the introduction. So I know we are all familiar with the word introduction. So it is composed of the following section: background of the study, statements of the problem, and scope and delimitation or the significance of the study. So background of the study, kailangan nga natin magsaliksik ng mga impormasyon. Statement of the problem, bakit siya naging problema or bakit siya na-state na problema. Yung scope or significance of the study, bakit siya pinag-aaralan. Others have sections such as objectives of the study, hypothesis, but this will not be considered as in the lesson. Meron ding ibang section yung pag-overview ng research, pero hindi na siya kinonsidered sa lesson na ito. So, meron ditong example ng paggagawa ng research, problem. So, mula sa general, naging specific siya. So, a research topic is the broad subject matter of the study. So, yung topic niya is distance learning. So, nagkaroon na siya ng topic. A research problem is a general issues of concern about the research that narrowing the topic. So, mula dito sa topic niya, nagkaroon siya ng research problem. Lack of learners' knowledge about distance and distance education. So, dahil nga dito sa topic, lumawak siya, nagkaroon siya ng research problem. At dahil sa research problem, nagkaroon siya ng purpose statement. So, yung purpose statement is the study used to address the problem. So, dahil sa word the problem, dahil dito nanggaling yan. The problem. So, the purpose statement is to study why less learners do not attend distance education classes in the community college. So, ito na, nangyari na tong purpose statement. At dahil dito sa purpose statement, bumagsak na siya sa research question. Nagkaroon na ng research question. O kumbaga, itong tatlong to is naging background study niya para magkaroon ng question. Thus, the use of website technology in the classroom deter learners from enrolling in distance education class. So, dahil dito sa simpleng topic na to, na bumagsak sa research problem at nagkaroon ng purpose statement, nagkaroon na din ng research question. Dahil naging general to specific. So, dito naman tayo, merong background of the study. So, pag background of the study, habang ginagawa ko yun or iniintindi ko yun, nagkaroon ako ng idea kung ano yung kailangan sa pag-background of the study. So when it comes to research, we need Google. So, paano tayo makaka-background of the study? Kailangan natin ng mga social media platforms. Siyempre, alam ko naman na ngayon, uso yung mga hindi totoong impormasyon. So, kailangan natin magsaliksik ng impormasyon na sa tingin natin is talagang artificial or totoo. So, meron ditong aid is a background of the study. Ito ay purpose of the background of the study. So, A is the general definition of the topic or problem area. Kailangan natin i-define kung ano yung topic na pinagkukunan nito. So, historical basis for the existence of the problem. Efforts made towards addressing similar challenge. How the effort failed to be realizes need for your study. So, kapag yung effort natin is napunta sa similar challenge, at kapag yung effort natin is nag-fail, marirealize natin na may mali sa ginagawa nating is pag-aaral. So, ito naman, content of a background of the study. A, presentation of the problem, describe the existence of the unsatisfactory condition or a problem that needs a solution. Kaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, kapag may problem, merong solusyon. So, magkakaroon din ng historical background of the problem na magbibigay ng historical kung kailangan natin or i-apply natin applicable. So, geographical conditions of the study locale. If applicable, describe the geographical location of the study. Kung applicable naman to sa pag-aaral na ginagawa natin or background na ginagawa natin. Rationale of the study, give the reason why the study should be conducted. Ito naman, kailangan nating gawin to para kung ga-conduct tayo ng study is magiging rational. So, meron ditong the do's and don'ts of writing a research background. So, yung do's, explain the importance of your research topic. Kailangan talaga nating i-explain yung importansya ng ginagawa nating research. Kasi yun yung kung bakit natin siya ginagawa, ano yung important niya, bakit natin siya ginawa or bakit natin siya tinapit. Yung don'ts naman, write a background that is too long or too short. Huwag naman nating pagkahabaan yung ginawa nating research or pagkaikliin yan. Dapat tama lang. The do's naman, talk about the main developments and missing links and gaps in your research area. Kung meron tayong missing na impormasyon or mga gaps sa research natin, kailangan natin yung pagtutukan ng pansin kasi matatanong yun sa atin kung bakit nagkaroon ng ganyan, nagkaroon ng ganito. Kaya kailangan natin pagtutukan kung may merong missing link sa ating mga ginawang research. So, be ambiguous in your writing, organize and discuss unrelated subject. So, ito nga, don'ts nga. Huwag nating i-discuss yung halimbawa ay ang topic natin is about drugs, pero yung nakalagay dun sa research natin is all about teenage pregnancy. So, di ba nagkaroon ng unrelated subject sa ating ginawang topic? Kung yung title natin is about drugs, tas yung nilalaman nun is all about teenage pregnancy, malilito at maguguluhan yung mga mambabasa natin kasi hindi na siya related sa ginawa nating title. So, focus on the relevant aspect of your study, explaining how it will lead to the progress. So, kailangan natin pagpukusan yung mga aspect ng ating pag-aaral para naman malid ito sa yung progress na ginagawa natin. So, forget the readers may not be familiar with the details of your work. So, meron mga readers na hindi familiar sa ating mga ginagawa. So, kailangan natin i-specific yung mga words na ilalagay natin sa research natin para naman lahat ng mambabasa is may intindihan yung nilalaman nun. So, engage your findings in a chronological findings. So, kailangan natin i-engage yung ating pag-aaral para naman meron tayong findings na may engage din yung mambabasa natin. Elaborate on your background literature. From the word itself, elaborate, kailangan natin nga i-specific din yung ating background or yung pagsasaliksik natin kasi dun magmumula yung paano tayo magkakaroon ng idea, paano malalagyan yung ating nilalaman ng research. So, articulate your ideas in a clear and concise manners. From the word itself, concise manners, kailangan natin magkaroon ng matinding pag-aaral dito or parang concise manners like sinasabi ni Sir dito na kailangan mas maging specific din tayo. And the don'ts is forget to provide a historical perspective. Kung yung topic natin is may related din sa historical or sa mga ganyan, kailangan natin magkuha ng background from the history. So, articulate your ideas in a clear and concise way. Engage the readers by building a story around the central theme of your research. So, kailangan natin i-engage yung mambabasa natin na magkaroon tayo ng theme sa central theme of the research na ginagawa natin. So, forget to check your target journals instructional for presenting the study of the study background. So, kailangan kalimutan natin yung mga tinatarget natin para magkaroon ng presented na maayos sa ating ginagawang background. So, B naman, statement of the problem. A serious question used in researching the topic. It is composed of the general statement of the problem, the purpose statement, and the specific sub-problems or sub-question or research question. Dito na pumapasok yung research question. Kaya nagkaroon na siya ng guidelines. Guidelines in writing the statement of the problem. According to Calderon and Gonzalez, the general statement of the problem and research question should be formulated first before conducting the research. Research question should be researchable separately from the other question and must be based upon known facts and phenomena which is accessible to researchers. So, according to Calderon and Gonzalez, research problem is any significance, perplexing and challenging situation, real or artificial, the solution of which requires reflexive thinking in research. It is also known as the research topic or research title. So from the word itself, real and artificial, ang kailangan nating mga informasyon is totoo or mga true information. Research question should be researchable separately from the other question and must be based upon facts and phenomena which is accessible to the researcher. So, from the word itself, facts, nga kailangan totoo yung mga informasyon na i-gather natin or sa data gathering na kukunin natin. So, research question should be state in the interrogative and it should be clear to avoid confusion. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina na yung kung hindi naman related sa topic nyo, kukunin natin information, wag na natin ituloy. Dahil dapat ang kukunin natin, kung yung title natin is about drugs, dapat yung laman ng research information natin is all about drugs. Hindi unrelated subject kasi para ma-avoid natin yung confusion sa mga mambabasa. Kahit tayo, maguguluhan yan kapag unrelated yung ginawa natin. So, answers to each research question can be interpreted apart from the answers to the other specific question and must contribute to the development of the whole research study. So, kailangan yung answers natin or yung pag nakahanap na tayo ng sagot is may interpret na natin yung answer natin sa specific question na gagawin natin. Kasi kapag gumawa kasi tayo ng research, kapag gumawa tayo ng problem, gagawa din tayo ng solution. Kasi para sa mga mababasa natin is malaman din nila yung solution na ginawa natin. So the summary of the answer to all specific question will give a complete development of the entire study. So kapag nagkaroon tayo ng summary, yun nga yung lesson natin kay Sir Lito, is, yung answer natin noon is the specific question will give a complete development. Magkakaroon na yun ng complete development sa ating buong pag-aaral. So the numbers of research questions should be enough to cover the development of the whole research study. So yung numbers natin na gagawin or yung mga research question, halimbawa 5 yung ginawa nating question, enough na dapat yun sa gagawin natin sa yung mga important information na nakapaloob sa ating research. So C, scope and delimitation of the study. So scope of a study, it is coverage of the research to be explored, which includes the facts and theories about the subject. So dito na nga sa scope of the study, magkakaroon na tayo ng facts and theories na magaganap sa ating subject na kinuha. So the limitation of the study, it limits the scope and outlines the boundaries of the study. Kung ito naman yung pagbubuo ng theories, siya naman yung naglilimit or siya na yung nagkakaroon ng boundaries sa paggawa ng theories. Kaya kailangan may limitation tayo sa ating ginagawang pag-aaral. So, ito na yung mga limitations na include sa ating ginagawang study. So, sample size. The research design and method will be determined whether it is small or large sample. So, halimbawa, sa paggagawa ng text, kailangan meron din, yung paggagawa ng design, meron din yung limit na kailangan sundin. The sample size will determine the quality of the data and the relationship that will be identified among the variables. So, ito na nga, sample size niya is kailangan meron siyang sukat na sinusunod. So, lack of available and reliable data. This will limit the scope of analysis and the ability of the researchers to determine meaningful trends and relationship among the data. So, kapag kukuha tayo ng data, kailangan natin magkaroon ng analysis para makakuha tayo ng reliable data. So, lack of prior studies, this will limit the effectiveness of the literature review and initial understanding of the research. Kapag din tayo ay nagkaroon ng lack of prior studies sa ginagawa nating pag-aaral, is hindi maiintindihan niyan yung sinasabi natin or ginagawa natin. So, pang-apat, choosing data collection method. The quality of the data collected must be clear to avoid erroneous answers from the respondents. Kailangan ma-avoid natin yung mga erroneous answer. Kapag gumawa tayo ng question at saka nilagay na din natin yung answer doon, is kailangan ma-avoid yun kasi para mas maintindihan lalo ng respondents or ng mga mambabasa. Nature of the information collected. Researchers should not rely on the existing data. This would form the next parameter. So, hindi rin tayo dapat mag-rely sa existing data pag gumagawa na tayo ng mga question. Kailangan din intindihin natin sarili natin, pero huwag na rin tayo maglagay ng opinion natin sa question na yun. Basta huwag lang tayo magre-rely ng sobra sa data na kinuha natin. Access. The amount and quality of available data will depend on the ability of the researcher to access people's organization, libraries, and documents. So, access, kailangan natin maglagay o parang budget siya na kailangan natin maglagay ng budget para sa pagkukuha natin ng data. Halimbawa, pupunta tayo sa mga organization or pupunta natin yung people na gagawa natin ng research, kailangan natin ng pamasahe. Kaya kailangan tayo maglagay ng budget kung magkano yung access natin para mapuntahan yun sila. So, time period, it is the advisable to select a research problem and design. So, time period, ito lang yung from the word itself, time, kailangan natin maglagay ng oras or maglalagay lang tayo ng oras kung halimbawa, pumunta tayo doon and yung exact na 20 minutes or 30 minutes papunta doon, kailangan nandun na tayo para ma-interview na natin sila or matanong sa mga gagawin natin. So, meron siyang time period sa paggagawa din ng problem and design. So, bias. The researcher should be aware of his or her personal biases. Huwag tayong maging bias kasi pag naging bias na tayo, doon na lang tayo mas kukuha ng informasyon sa isang person na yun. Kaya dapat iwasan natin maging bias. Language. This may have an effect on data collection, especially in the research involved with respondents that speak of a variety of language. So, we're all familiar with a variety of language from Sir Lito's lesson. So, kailangan avoid din natin yung iba't ibang lengguwahe. Kung ang gagawa natin ng research is familiar sa English or familiar sa Tagalog, yun yung gawin natin. Pero kung hindi naman siya familiar, kailangan natin a mother tongue or yung makakaintindi siya, magkakaintindihan kayo ng dalawa. So, significance of the study. The significance of the study discuss the purpose that the research will serve to society, the country, the government, the institution or agency concerned with the curriculum planners and development in the community. So, dito na nga, may significance of the study na tayo. So, kailangan sa pag-aaral natin is madidiscuss yung purpose ng ating research kung bakit natin siya ginawa. Describe the contribution of the study to the existing body of knowledge. It could be the following: a form of the new knowledge in the field, a validation of major findings of the other studies, a verification of the availability of findings in different populations, analysis of trends over time, and validations of other findings using different methodologies. The researcher must identify specifically the beneficiaries who will directly gain from the result of the studies, mentioning them into the paper according to the significant result. The specific benefits must also be enumerated and explained if necessary. So, kailangan natin i-identify kung bakit mayroon specifically na beneficiaries na magigain na sa ating gagawing research. So, may explain din dito yung result na ginawa natin. So, presenting written statements of the problem. So, meron ditong introduction, states briefly the background of the study, and identifies the rationale of the research problem. Statements of the problem states clearly the purpose of interest of the study, process a specific question about the research problem. Scope and delimitation set the boundaries and parameters of the study, narrows the scope and the inquiry. So the significance of the study naman shows the benefits of the study, address issues, problems, improving economic and health condition, even finding solution to problem encountered in the daily life. So yun lang, sana may